Hmm? Hi everyone.
Hello, hi, Namaskar. This is Maria from YESTE Migration Consulting, and this is Jomit Mani.
Hi.
Today we are live in Indian Stuck in Australia group. Uh,
As well as YESTE Travels YouTube channel and YESTE Migration and Education Council Facebook pages. Yeah.
yeah, just to give some information regarding the Australian migration as well as how we can support people if they are stuck in Australia. Um, we have people who are stuck in Australia just because they visited Australia recently, like in early 2020 or late 2019, and unable to travel back due to the current border closures and pandemic situation. And really, people are worried regarding their stay in Australia and how being lawful in Australia. So we are here to give you some tips and also to know whether the problems of people and whether we can give you know, any solution for the problems they are facing at the moment. So we have people mainly who are in visitor visa. Either they come to visit their immediate family, or on a tourist plan, or come to study in Australia for a
1 second, I'll take the keyboard.
or for a short-term course, like degree program for overseas qualified nurses. So those who are in Australia on visitor visa, they came for for tourism or to visit their family in Australia. Then how they can stay in Australia further. So if you already on visa and it is about to expire, please apply for a new visitor visa, or your visa is already expired and you are unlawful in Australia. Please apply for a bridging visa E so that you can be lawful until you leave Australia. And if you have come to study in Australia on for a bridging program or for a very short course, less than 3 months duration, then you can definitely apply for a new course. Find a new course which is affordable for you, and apply for a new student visa. So these are the solutions. And also, if you are like on some of the visas, especially work visa, and you lost your job and you don't have any other option to apply for any other visa, then the government has also introduced a pandemic um, visa 408. Um, then you can apply for that if you have no other choice, and if you don't have if you don't have any other option than applying for 408 visa, and your visa expired in last 28 days.
Hi everyone. Is it clear for you all? Just trying out. Are you able to hear us clearly? If you have any doubts, please feel free to type your doubts as a comment column, so I can read it out for Maria, and she can support you to clarify your doubts. So just waiting for your doubts also. Thank you.
Recently, government has also announced some advantages for those who are in Australia on student visa. Everybody knows that somebody has come to Australia on student visa to do a 2 year course or a 3 year course and unable to complete it because there was a closure in early this year due to the corona outbreak, and then later the later the education providers started the course online, then they are unable to complete the course on time in the current visa duration. Then they can apply for a new student visa, um, provided the education provider is ready to fill a form for you. And you can submit the new student visa along with the filled form, and you will get a waiver for the student visa application charge. And also those who already completed your student visa, sorry, those who are out of the country and doing your uh, s- courses online from overseas, and many are affected in that way as well and unable to come back to Australia due to the current closure, and they're afraid whether they will be able to apply for the 485 stay back visa. Then the same form can be used to apply for 485 visa. The education provider has to fill that form for you, and you can upload it along with the 485 application. And another problem facing by the 485 visa applicants is that one of the time of application criteria is the English language requirement. And due to the current situation, the test dates are unavailable at the moment. So what you can do is you can apply for the test date, and you can show that in evidence and note your application. So these are the benefits given by the, advantages you can utilize at the moment, um, and be aware of all these and make use of it, than going unlawful in Australia. And also, while you're in Australia, especially on visitor visa, please be safe and follow all the regulations and advices given by the government as well as the Department of Health, especially in Victoria and almost everywhere. Wearing a mask is mandatory and it is heavily fined. So be careful about that and be safe whenever you are um, inside or outside your house, and um, keep the social distancing.
Okay, maybe I'm not getting any comments or doubts now. So maybe usually people ask some doubt personally to me. I may ask that. Like those who are finishing with finishing with their visa, like especially visiting visa, what is the best opportunity for them to do? Like what kind of visa they should take after expiry of current visa, especially those who have like no further stay condition. Could you please explain that?
Yeah. Uh, oh, James, thank you very much for giving that answer. It sounds clear. Uh, for those who are in Australia on visitor visa, especially those who come on to visit the family, especially the parents, they must have a no further stay visa condition. That means while they are in Australia, they cannot apply for any further visa while in Australia. So, in order to apply for a new visa while in Australia, they first have to apply for an offer the stay waiver from the Department of Home Affairs, and there is an application form. You have to fill that form and send it to the concerned department. And first, you get the waiver approval, then only you can apply for any further visa. So once you get the no further stay waiver, you can either apply for a visitor visa. If you are in a position that you can apply for a new student visa, you can definitely do that as well. Get an admission for the course, and then lodge the student visa application, so that while you are in Australia, you can also work if it is possible.
So like I myself visiting in Australia, then I extended my visa or done one extension. So if I do second time extension, how much may it cost?
Yeah, many are unaware of this because in my last video when I said you have to spend around $1,000, many I got many comments like that's not right, or I think many are unaware about that. When you are on a visitor visa or a student visa in Australia, and you once you complete your visa period and you apply for a new visitor visa or a new student visa, and that also expired, and you have to apply for another visa again, then there is a temporary visa charge, like processing charge. It comes around $700, and visitor visa cost you $369 $65 plus the surcharges if you're using your credit or debit card to make the payment. So it comes more than thousand
Super
dollar
flight.
it comes more than $1,000 when you apply a visitor
Switch off.
visa or any other
Off.
temporary visa for the second time. So there is an additional charge of $700. So please be aware about that. Is
Yep.
there anything else you
Um,
getting?
Getting other clarification people are asking is those who are on a bridging visa, they apply for bridging visa E, and they want to extend their visa or try for another visas. So what in that situation what they can do? Actually, what is the bridging visa E, and how it's affect them, like if they apply for this visa E, how it affect them for future visas? Will it be a problem for them? Yeah.
Actually, bridging visas are something which is very complicated to understand for everyone, but it is something that bridges between two visas. There are different types. You may be knowing about bridging visa A, B, Z, D, E, etc. You get bridging visa A when you are on a substantive visa and you are applying for another substantive visa while you are on the substantive visa. So it uh, it bridges that gap between those two visas, and you can stay in Australia lawfully until your new visa is granted, and which but it doesn't allow you to travel overseas if you are on bridging visa A. But for that you need to apply for bridging visa B, which gives you travel permit outside Australia. But if if your current visa expires and it's more than 28 days pass, and in order to be lawful in Australia, or deport you from Australia, you can apply for bridging visa E, which keeps you lawful in Australia until you depart Australian. If you have any difficulty to meet your financial needs, then you can also request for a work right while you are on bridging visa E. Sometimes it's up to the Department of Home Affairs to grant you the work right or not, but keep you lawful while you are in Australia. That is bridging visa E.
And could you please explain a little more about this 408 visa? What is 408 visa, and how people can apply for this 408 visa? What is the criteria basically? Yeah, could you please explain that?
Actually, 408 visa was there for quite a long time, and but with this COVID situation, government has introduced this for the those who are affected by this pandemic situation can apply for this 408, until they are able to go back to their home country. So if you are in a critical sector like in a health or agriculture, um, if you're for example if you're working as a registered nurse, or if if you got an offer letter as a registered nurse by any of the Australian employer, then but they are not in a position to sponsor you for 82 temporary skill shortage visa, then you can definitely apply for 408 visa, even though your current visa is expired in last 28 days. Then you can definitely apply for 408 visa if you have a job offer from them, or if you are working in a disability support center, or you're working in the agriculture field and you have a job offer, you can definitely apply for 408 based on this current pandemic situation, and there is no visa application charge for this 408 visa.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. There is a question about I got PR and my first entry date is 31st of October 2020. What if I couldn't enter before 31st of October due to the COVID related restrictions? So, Jubel Thomas asking about that, and could you please explain that?
Yeah, Jubal, if it is a PR visa, you can definitely ask for a travel permit to Australia, especially if you could find a job offer. Then you can ask for the travel permit from the Department of Home Affairs, and once you get that, you can book the ticket and go to Australia. But if you are not in a position to travel at the moment, what you can do is like you can get a felicitation letter from your case officer, so which allows you to enter Australia even after the first entry date. So discuss with your case officer, with contact the immigration department and get the felicitation letter which allows you to enter Australia after the first entry date.
Okay. So, like that kind of situations are happening most of the time now. Like, so got the PR, like PR. I think there is lots of opportunity for them to enter. Like, but like those who are on a 489 visa. So, what kind of situation they have to go through the same thing or?
Yeah, 489. If it is like a 190 or 189, it may be bit easier to get the travel permission, but it is a 489, which is not a permanent resident visa. It's a, transition, sorry, provisional visa. So if there is a job offer and the employer really is going to affect if the particular person is not able to travel to Australia, then based on that they can apply for a travel permission. But if there is nothing, then it's again difficult to get the entry permit, and in that case also they can use this felicitation letter to enter Australia after the first entry date.
Okay. So, and what about like you already explained about the student visa matters? Like, just another doubt, like if I completed my 485 visa, sorry, I have completed my course and I didn't apply for 485 visa. So, what should I do now? Like, I'm stuck in India now. What options I can use?
Again, the legislation has to be passed for that. As I said, if they were completing the course online from overseas, the education provider has to fill a form and give that along with the application 485 application that they were doing the course overseas online. And they can apply based on that. And again, the other problem is with the English test appointments. For that, they can book the appointment and give that evidence when they apply for the visa, because English test is a time of application criteria.
Okay.
But even though they take they provided the appointment for the English test, they must give the result before the visa grant.
Okay, so they don't have to submit the English test result at the time of application.
Yeah.
The government given an exemption to give at the time of the visa outcome time when
Yeah.
the case manager asks.
Yeah.
Okay, so just how to give the evidence of the English test booking date and all. So if I'm stuck in India and like I completed the course, I can apply for 485 visa from India itself. So,
Yeah, but again, the legislation has to come into effect. They just announced, the government just announced what all things they can give to support the students who are stuck in Australia, sorry, outside Australia. Um, but we have to get more clarity how to deal with all this scenario, because it's so like from the point of view of government also many things to manage, and this is one of the major area, and they're trying to make out things when time goes, and hopefully we will get a clear idea on each and everything soon.
okay. So, like, with regard to the parents, those who are stuck in Australia, so like, do they able to apply for a like permanent residency, something like that? If while they are in Australia, is it possible to do that?
Though there are different options for parents to stay in Australia, like if they're really willing to live there. More the cases which I have noticed is like most of the parents doesn't want to stay there for long, especially those who are from India, because they want to live in their own house, and they're worried about their property and household things, so they don't want to, and they like to have their own freedom. But those who are really willing to stay with their family in Australia, with their children and grandchildren in Australia, there are different options like age parent visa and contributory parent visas, which they can apply while they're in Australia.
Okay.
Again they have to, even if they want to apply for age parent visa, they have to apply for this no further stay waiver before being able to apply for the age parent visa. So they can definitely apply for those visa, but provided they meet the age criterion as well as the balance of family, just more than 50% of the mm, 50% or more of their children must be in Australia. They are permanently settled there, and also they've reached the minimum pension age to apply for age parent visa. But there are contributory age parent visa as well, but it is very expensive compared to age parent visa. So those who can afford that can apply for those visas, and it's a good option for them if they really want to live their life in Australia.
So, if they apply for H parent visa and they want to travel to India in between, like what they supposed to do?
Again, when they apply for their age parent visa, they get the bridging visa A, which does not have the travel permission. So they have to apply for bridging visa B, and they can travel overseas and stay overseas until the visa period ends. The bridging visa B ends, and they have to re-enter Australia before their bridging visa B expires.
Oh, okay. So they have to re-enter within that particular time period,
Yes.
bridging visa period. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like,
Which may be a bit difficult these days because of this border closure.
so what you're saying is like, if you are planning to do this kind of visa and traveling to Australia, sorry, India, in between, be aware about that, like travel restrictions.
Yes,
So,
yes.
no, okay, so yeah, that's the main thing to think about before. Yeah. So if you are really want to go nearby time period, better don't apply. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, while you are talking about this bridging visa, yeah, I was getting some request about clarification, like those who are already in India and they are on a bridging visa, they were trying to travel back and they're not really getting the permissions. So they maybe end up in a like visa breach or bridging visa be breach, and that may affect their application or what happens.
There are different cases with that. Like if somebody is in India right now on bridging visa B and they are unable to go back
Yeah.
because they must get the travel permission before taking flight,
Yeah.
and which may not be possible if they don't have an employer there.
Yeah.
Then and their bridging visa B get expire while they are in or they are overseas, then they may not be able to go back to Australia before their visa grants. Like if somebody apply for example 190 visa, and they got bridging visa A and they apply for bridging visa B and they come to India and they are stuck in India and unable to go back, and they can wait until their visa application is
Mhm.
approved. But there are some visas which has to be approved. They applied in Australia and has to be approved while they are in Australia.
Mhm.
They are in trouble if they cannot
Travel back on
travel
time.
back on time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there any other doubts anybody want to ask? Please feel free to type your doubts in the comment area so that we can answer your queries. So, and also as I mentioned, you can touch with us in person by our WhatsApp number. So, if you have any doubts now to clarify, please feel free to ask.
After the live session also you can ask talk to us through our messenger or WhatsApp, and we are here to support you because we can understand how difficult time everyone is going through. And especially I've heard stories from parents who are stuck in Australia who doesn't have enough medicine for the they just came for a month or two and they don't have medicines, and maybe their children lost their job and unable to buy medicine from Australia. There are people like that, and also there are someone who got different kinds of diseases while they are in Australia. There are people struggling in many ways, and also we have the Indian stuck in Australia group in which we are giving regular updates on chartered flights. And if you need any further information regarding that, you can get in touch with us for that. And also those who are stuck in India, uh, uh, who are settled in Australia and stuck in India, we can also support you for that because we have group for Australians in India, and also we are also in India at the moment. We were planning to come back to Australia, but we are also like little bit reluctant to take a flight because of the long journey and also the isolation, the quarantine period after coming to Australia. So we are also a bit reluctant to do that with two kids.
We have two small kids, and also like our parents are here, so we decided to stay back with them for some more time because like even our neighbors are getting affected with this COVID-19 and corona, like we are not really planning to travel at this moment, leaving them alone here. Yeah, everybody is going through different phases of life, so be strong at this moment and look after your family. That's a major thing. And as other businessmen told, like looking at like be safeguarding your life in this year is the major thing than money or matters. Life is very important. Money and matters, business, everything can be take it back after 1 year, like after when the vaccine is out. So be safe, everyone. If you have any more doubts, please feel free to comment after this section also. We are happy to address your any queries and also connect in WhatsApp. Anything else like you can share that experience of the student, like with regard to the importance of insurance, like the experience of one student gone through, and many of the students maybe we were not aware, so you
Yeah.
can explain that.
Yeah, from one of the nurses in Victoria has shared a experience recently to me that a student visa holder got affected by the COVID-19, and he was in a shared accommodation, and he thought like better not to stay with his like his uh, uh, like roommates. So he stayed in his car for 2 days, and he went to hospital when he was really sick. And he did, because he didn't have any money. He lost his job. He was working in a cafeteria, and it was closed, and he didn't have any money. And he was afraid, like if he goes to emergency, he may have to pay a lot of money. So what I'm telling you all is, like, if you are on a student visa, before you apply for your student visa, you must have got an overseas student health cover, which covers the entire period of your student visa. And definitely you can contact your like health insurance provider and ask with them how they will deal with such situation. And please talk to them, and make sure that you get the benefits of the cover. And also inquire in different departments. And also, if there is any charitable society or anything, or you're from your friends and people from media or anywhere, please clarify your doubts, how you will be covered, or how much support you will get from the government, as well as from the other groups, if you are affected by current situation. And also, if you are already aware about your super fund withdrawals, like if you already worked in Australia in last 1 year, and if you have some amount in super fund, you can also utilize that amount to manage this situation. So make use of all those things and support from the government. Make aware about such things, and utilize them for your betterment and managing such situations. And we wish all of you are safe wherever you are. And you can get support from the society as well as from the government. And also keep contacting us if you need any further support from us. Yeah, we
Yeah,
have.
just I would like to add, like, while you are in Australia, as my dear said, like, we should make sure you got your insurance ready. Like, if your visa is insurance is expired, or your visa is gone to a bridging visa, whatever reason, like, don't cancel your insurance in any matter, like, any situation, like. If you're financially struggling, or that, whatever it is, it's not a good idea to cancel your insurance, because if you are in a student visa or visitor visa or what, a bridging visa, you must have a insurance ready, because if you have an emergency situation and want to go to a hospital with using the like ambulance itself, it's cost a lot. Like, myself called ambulance once, so I had an accident, and just to go to hospital 4 kilometer away, the hospital which is in 4 kilometer away, and the bill which I got was $1,600. So be aware that it's a Australian medical matters are expensive. It will cover by insurance, so make sure that you all having insurance while you are in Australia. Yeah, we got another doubt about 482 visa. Yeah.
uh, Binu, like, yeah, it's good that you got the travel exemption, but 482 visas are processing. So hopefully you will get the outcome soon, but I can assure you anything. But it's the processing is going on. So hopefully you will get the visa.
Yeah, like 482 work visa, people are started getting it, and also like student visas, people are started getting it. For those who are outside Australia, also like new visas, government is granting, and so it's a good thing that government is processing the application. So, and like we all are aware that different countries are looking forward to develop the vaccines, and around 16 vaccines are coming up. And something will come up by end of this year, and we all will be getting safe hands soon. So be positive, and there will be a pathway to do manage all the situations. We will find a way for sure. And if you can explain a little more about this visiting student visa, those who are like a new student visas getting granted now, and if they study in start the course, how it can be possible to get a stay back in for future. So yeah.
Yeah, now we are also getting, there is nothing like stopping people from dreaming and trying their best to achieve their dream. We are getting student inquiries, those who finish their 12th or those who have done with their bachelor degree and wish to study in Australia, because um, as we all know, it's a destination for many students because of the quality of education providing by the Australian institution. So we're getting inquiries every day for those who want to study, and we are encouraging them to go ahead because no, this situation also will pass by, and there is nothing that stops you from taking another step towards your dream. So go ahead with your admission processing, and also the offshore visas applications are also being granted recently. So don't hold for any reason, and I'm not sure whether government will pass any rules which advantage those who start their studies offshore online. um, but maybe if situation remains the same for a long time, government may take, because they already started looking into those who are affected by the situation, and those who are currently offshore and unable to finish their course on time. uh, in such scenario, government has already started giving supports to the students, and hope they will take care of the future students as well. So if you have any plans to study of anywhere in the world, go ahead with your dreams and take steps towards it.
Okay, and many of the many people are thinking about the studies in Australia anyway, and as you said, students can join for the course, but is it better to start the course after granting the visa, or like some universities are pushing students to, yeah, let's start the course, so it's okay like that. So is it a good idea to start the course before getting visa is granted, or is better to start after visa is granted?
Mm, the changes will come only after the legislations are passed. So I don't think that without legislation is being passed, I cannot comment on such things. Um, maybe
So that means the better to start the course after visa is granted, so that the
I'm reading from different forums that people are doing that. Like even before their visa was granted, they started their course online.
Mhm.
But we have to wait to see how things will happen after that.
Okay.
For OSCE exam in Australia.
Yeah.
Uh,
Renjit is asking, any information when will APRA start receiving IQNMS, like international qualified nurses and midwives for OSCE exam in Australia? Yeah. So
yeah, again, that's the problem with this border closure. But the thing is that we can start the process. We are doing the processing of our registration for many nurses, overseas nurses, those who are in Australia as well as from overseas. we are processing their application. They can do the, as you all know, the OBA. As part of the OBA program, they have to do the NCLEX RN exam, and we are getting appointments for NCLEX RN exam from India. So you can start with the process, and when APRA announces the OSCE, get ready with everything like your English test, your N plus RN exam, and as soon as OSCE exams are available, we can book the appointment and go ahead with the exam. But until now, APRA has not given any announcements regarding when they are going to start that. Because even if you are in Australia, the only test center is in South Australia, Adelaide, and again the internal border closures are also there. So we have to wait for APRA to give further announcements on the.
So basically, they can start with the self check and
Yeah.
portfolio creation and do the basic like NCLEX exam and wait for the OSCE exam. So
Yes.
like yeah,
Even
they can save around 6 months to 8 months.
Mhm.
Like the process can save by
Mhm.
starting it, and by the time when OSCE exam is ready, they can apply for the OSCE exam.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so that's very good. And good thing is that now APRA is allowing nurses to start all the process without IELTS also, right?
Yeah,
So
without any English test, they can start like until the NCLEX RN, they can do everything, and just before the registration, they need to have an English test result.
okay,
Then so it saves a lot of time.
yeah,
Like they can do the self check, they can do the orientation, they can do the portfolio, and then train for the NCLEX RN concurrently, and then concurrently they can also apply train their English test. Then they can write English test. So it gives them a lot of time, as well as they can plan well, and also it gives them more validity for their English test when they apply for their PR or any other um, visa application. They will have more validity of the
okay,
English
yeah.
test.
Yeah, because when we are applying for like migration, like visa sorry, IELTS or OET or PT validity is usually 3 years. So like if we keep the like before for nurses, those who are going for bridging visa, sorry, bridging course and all, they should apply for APRA with the IELTS, right?
Yes.
So that means they were losing almost 1 year validity of IELTS at that time. Now,
Yes.
because of this, they are saving more than 1 year time period with the IELTS score, like regard to IELTS score.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good thing which APRA done.
Yes.
So,
And
hopefully,
many had to reappear for English test because there was huge delay of the unavailability of the bridging program in last 2 years, and like people were not getting admission on time, and by the time they got the admission, they either their English test was expired, or by the time they finished their course, their English test got expired, and I've asked them to resit for the exam, and they had to give the exam while they were in Australia before applying for the registration, or before their registration was granted. So many were affected in that way. So they also lost time for their validity period for their migration. Some may manage to get APRA. Then if something happened and they were not able to proceed further with the migration, and then later they had a change of mind and restart the process, then they do not have the English test validity. Then they have to resit for the exam. So people were affected badly in that way. They had to sit for multiple times for the English test. So this will be benefited if they give the exam, uh, after they start the process. So those who are in, those who are planning to apply for APRA registration, and they are in the preparation for writing English test, please start for the start with the process after registration process, and concurrently you can try for English test.
Um, just one more, like as we are aware, like lots of nurses are stuck in Australia after doing their bridging program. Would you like to comment about that? Because some people are trying to come back over here and apply for visa, and some people are like struggling with managing finance. So, what kind of advice you can provide? Like, is it better to stay over there to look for a job, or or join for another student visa or something, or stay come back and look for a visa? What kind of advice you can provide?
Hmm. Yeah, there are. I mean, many of our clients are in such situation. Uh, so what we are doing is like we are trying to get some of the invitations for general skill migration visas. Like we definitely, those who are registered with us, we definitely plan for the entire process from the very beginning itself, so that by the time they get their APRA registration, everything for their skill assessment is ready. So they don't get they don't have to wait for long between each process, each steps, so that they can save time. And also if they manage to get a job, or if they manage to get an invitation before their current visa expires, they can definitely apply for the next visa while in Australia. Because those who are onshore, especially those who are critical workers, their processing is pretty faster. Because recently we have launched 491 applications for many of our clients, and the very next day itself we got emails from case officer for additional details, like their visa medicals. Because but now the problem facing by them is like they are unable to get an appointment for visa medical in Australia, because Bupa is not conducting the visa medicals at the moment. But still they are on bridging visa A, and they have the full work right. So those who are in that situation, they can definitely look into such options. But they are, if somebody is really bad with their finance and they are not able to manage, or somebody who have their family overseas, and they have kids, and it's not able to manage them while they are in Australia, then they can come back, and concurrently they can, while even if they are offshore, they can definitely look into options like general skill migration, and like 491 or 190 or 189. And government has just started the interim like the invitation round until the current year's budget is done on 6th of October this year. So until then, the states has got interim places, and they can definitely process the application if somebody is in critical sector, or if the demand of the profession is high in that region or state. So that is also helpful for those who are in Australia at the moment. And by 6th of October, I hope the new list and process will start, and many will get invitations once everything is back to normal. So you don't have to be disappointed. Everything is going uh, positively. So think positively, and work towards it. Okay.
Okay, and I just want to add on one more thing. Like, as you all know, that we all are struggling to travel, like outside Australia, or like up and down to Australia. The now the chartered flights are organizing all the travels. But with compared to the like comparing the travel expenses now shoot up like more than triple of the rate. Like even we were getting flight ticket for one side for $500. Some people are getting the off season for below that. kind of things were happening. Now charter flights rates are shoot up like 1,100 to $2,000. So and also the business class is $3,000 and all. So I'm very much aware it's very expensive. But if you really want to travel back, and if your visa is expiring, if your visiting visa is already you extended visiting visa once and doing the next extension, so think about that kind of cost. So if you really want to go back, you don't think about the flight cost itself. You need to think about the visa expenses what you are spending at this moment, as well as insurance per month. So some people are spending $150 to like $50 to $150 per month minimum. So that kind of expense, so, and living expense. So if you compare that and all, in this situation, charter flight is better option. So better to fly back. Otherwise, if you are able to get into a student visa or able to do some work or things like that, you don't have to look into the charter flight options. Otherwise, if you really want to stay back in Australia, or you want to look into the option of living in Australia for future, stay back over there. Otherwise, think about the charter flight option. Don't think of compare with $100 or $200, because without you are aware, you are spending more money over there. So just my that's my suggestion. Think about it before you are comparing the charter flight expenses. Okay. And anything else? Any other doubts coming? Thank you, Ranjit. Thank you, everyone,
There's
for
one more
listening. Yeah.
clarification, like people may be confused about the validity of English test. For APRA processing, the validity is 2 years, but for
APRA is the nursing board.
yeah.
Okay, so it's not all our nurses listening for this.
Yeah, for the I mean, we got a doubt like that. Like those who want to get registration in Australian Health Practitioners Regulation Agency, APRA, then the validity of English test is 2 years from the date of test. But for the migration purpose, it is 3 years. So many have such doubts, and some we get panic calls that my English test is expired today and I'm not in a position to go ahead with the migration. I have to sit for another exam. Don't worry, your English test is valid for 3 years with regard to general skill migration.
Okay, anything else? Anybody want to discuss? Anybody want to ask? We'll give another 2-3 minutes to type your questions. Otherwise, we'll be going to wind up because it's almost 1 hour. We are on live, and we already discussed about 408 visa, bridging visa E, student visa, for visitor visa, 485 visa, then skill migration. Yeah, so maybe you can give a little bit idea about the skill migration newly sealing list, the
Yeah.
skill list published by government last week.
Mm. Government has published the this year's current financial year's occupation ceiling list. um, I think this is going to, like, that was regarding the 489 family sponsored and 189. And in addition to that, the states has, as I already mentioned, the states received an interim placement for their 480, sorry, 491 and 190 sponsorship. Um, and yeah, so the program is ongoing, and that is about the general skill migration. And those who are really looking for general skill migration, we are specialized in that general skill migration. And you can definitely contact us for any such support. um, we got a question: any differences new Australian CGFNS and US CGFNS? It's NCLEX RN.
Yeah,
Actually,
Abhilash is asking the question. Yeah.
it's NCLEX RN. In the beginning, APRA has announced that those who had appeared for NCLEX RN and those who already passed NCLEX RN in the last 10 years, they can definitely give the details of that exam while they apply for the APRA registration, and um, then they can consider, like APRA will take the decision whether to consider that or not, and based on that they will get the outcome. Anything else? Otherwise, you can still ask us.
Yeah, NCLEX RN, yeah, NCLEX RN and yeah, for US and Australia is same. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost the same. APRA has just given a clarification that they may include some, scenario from Australian culture or something like that. There may be a slight difference, but still they will consider the NCLEX RN result from past 10 years. And it's up to them, their discretion, whether to give you an exemption to write the new NCLEX RN or not.
A few of our clients already took like appointment to write NCLEX RN exam already, and when I discussed with the NCLEX RN team, they mentioned that there is no difference for the exam. Yeah. Okay. Exam is same. So, yeah.
Okay, you can still type your questions and we will look into our messenger and comment boxes, and we'll respond to your queries. And thank you everyone for joining this live session. Thank you everyone, and hope that this time will pass soon, and we all will be safe and healthy, and all the best for everyone. Thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Keep connected with us by through YESTE Migration Education Consulting page, or like YouTube links, and we have YouTube channel also, YESTE Travels, and also like we are managing Indian stuck in Australia group. Now it's named as Indians in Australia because now people are not really stuck. Like, see, there are lots of flights available. So be safe. Keep in touch. Thank you, everyone. Bye. One more doubt, like what about Epic RN for who got decision letter for bridging program? As per my understanding, there is a difficulty is getting admission. Like, no, seats are available, but because of the travel restrictions, we don't know when nurses are able to come and do the bridging program at this moment. So we are not really encouraging people to wait for it. Just try to apply for OBA new process, as well as to safeguard backup applying for one more country. So more than like 90% of our clients already apply to UK or Ireland or New Zealand, or because we won't recommend to wait and expire your IELTS or OET, because lots of people are struggling to get IELTS or OET. So why wasting your OET or IELTS, because in this pandemic situation, because other countries are recruiting. After you travel to UK or Ireland, we will there to help you to come back to Australia. So there, don't worry about it. Once you get registration somewhere, there is other pathways to travel to Australia. So we can help you. So don't first you need to focus on getting job somewhere outside India, or like a UK or Ireland, and later everything will be fine. So that's our advice, and it's up to you. Like some people are reluctant to travel only to Australia. That's your decision, but we recommend you to secure your IELTS first, and secure your qualification and get job first. Then we can change the country anytime. Thank you everyone for watching. So as there is no other questions, we are winding up. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, there is one more question.